Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Sim Golf. So, definitely going to make some progress this update. Let's go ahead and build some holes, how about? But before we do that, I am going to actually go ahead and change something real fast that I discovered while playing around uh, in the last update. And that's actually that hole number 5 here is at par 3. That was not intentional. I wanted this to be a par 4, so going to go ahead and just the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put some, there we go, just enough to change it to a par 4, and then I'll just, then I'll just go ahead and put some green back here like that, little fairway right there, and we're good to go. And we'll just unpause the game. You can see that the stroke well, you can't see it anymore, but the stroke average was sitting at about exactly a 4, so you don't get that too often, so do want to take advantage of that. But let's go ahead and work on a new hole, how about? We're going to try to make 2 holes today. And this first hole is going to be what I would maybe refer to as kind of a necessary hole. Kind of a hole that just we can squeeze in. We do have to make 18 holes if we want to get a full golf course, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize a little bit of space here that we have. Instead of starting hole number 6 here and ending it over here, I'm going to make hole number 6 start right here, and I'm going to end it about, let's say, right here. Now the golfers of course want to shoot this way, but hopefully once I install some fairway they won't want to do that at all. I hope. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oops. So yeah, just run a whole bunch of tests, spam some tests, and it looks like no one wants to shoot to the green for hole number 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually open this hole real fast, quick and easy. You gotta make 18 holes, so you gotta fit them in there somewhere. They can't all be golden children. Gonna go ahead and use a tip someone gave me in the thread. Just put some pathway down, and the bench will automatically, or the scenic bridge will automatically correct itself. So, thanks for that tip. I had not actually ever thought of that, but it's pretty convenient. So, even though I didn't put too much thought into this hole, I think it actually works pretty well. Kinda just building around the wetlands here. Gonna have to go ahead and delete some of the wetlands, but not a too big of a deal. Oh, this guy thinks the ball almost hit him because I haven't actually built pathway yet, so that will just be a temporary faux pas. Go ahead and build some path like this, and I think I'll go ahead and leave that. Nope, I gotta get rid of one square. I like having the border of the water. I just think it's fun to have little islands. It's something that you couldn't do in real life. Go ahead and do it like that. Continue our pathway here and connect it just like so. Go ahead and drop another scenic bridge just because we can. I love scenic bridges, what can I say? I'm going to go ahead and remove that little piece of path because we don't need it anymore. So both of these guys did not get par, but they thought that it was an interesting hole. This hole kind of came with some interesting elevation. I'm actually going to go ahead and raise this point though. I think I'm going to actually raise all these points. I kind of like the idea of having this little ridge right here. Having some minor elevation on the around the pin is a great way to inspire or to make the hole just a little bit harder, so that our golfers might end up with an extra stroke or they might not. Good way to make people think that the hole's not too easy. Mm. I really don't like having trees right next to the pin. It's just, you don't want to go from having a really close shot to being in the trees because of it. But sand trap's okay. That guy just got a triple bogey on this hole, man. Still pretty satisfied with hole number 5 though. Looks like people haven't thought of shots too easy on this hole yet. Great thing about this hole is that we'll be able to keep an eye on it while we're designing the next hole here, because I'm going to go ahead and start it right next to it. Nope, that guy thinks that shot's too easy. We'll look into that in the future, but for now I'm okay with it. So, since we have money to spare, I'm just going to go ahead and bulldoze all these trees. Not worry about being too efficient with my money here, because we do have a ton of money at this point. And this will allow me to kind of eyeball out the course a little bit better. Or the hole, rather. So it would still be nice if I could get a 2-for-1 on this snack bar right here. Save a little bit of room on the course, not having to drop another snack bar. Not too sure if that's going to happen though. I would have to just kind of make this hole a par 3 here. Which wouldn't actually be the worst thing in the world, because we do have 2 par 4s in a row here. And golfers do kind of get angry if you have 3 par 4s in a row. We've seen that before. So I actually might just go ahead and make a par 3 right here. I might make a... This is kind of a default type of hole that you'll see a lot of people make on golf courses in this game. But the reason why is because it works, and it's really effective for kind of satisfying the conditions of what the game's looking for. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is drop a ton of water like this around the hole, so you can obviously see what we're going for here. This is going to be a short par 3 that rewards accurate golfers. Going to go ahead and see if everyone can make it. They cannot. Length people can't get it there. Going to go ahead and move everything up on this hole 1. So, might actually just leave this water. Actually, I won't. I might actually move everything up 2 squares. So I'm going to actually put the pin right here. I want golfers with no length to be able to make it. That's why I'm... Gosh, really, golfers? Alright, close enough. If they can't get it there, then they need to go hit the gym. Oops. Alright. And just kind of the same thing that I just did. Gonna go ahead and add a little bit more water right here, and just drops a little bit of fairway, something like this. And it looks like everyone's going to go for it, so that's what we're looking for. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and put some scenic trees here instead of this water. Get a little bit of variety, and maybe give golfers something to think about. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it looks like imagination golfers might have a little bit of trouble now. But I don't want to completely screw them over on this hole. So maybe something like this. And that will at least allow them to get onto the green that way. So it looks like this is pretty decent. Everyone has kind of their own way to get to the green here. Go ahead and open this hole. Pretty satisfied with it. The only question mark about this hole would be if golfers think it's too easy. I might end up moving the tee box back a square if they think it's too easy. That would be a pretty decent solution. And let's just go ahead and continue our road, or our pathway. Just continue it out like this. And I'll go ahead and path like this to connect it. Something like this. Looks pretty good. Let's see what this guy thinks of this shot. Doesn't have anything to say about it. Okay. He hit a nice shot though. He's happy about that. At the very least, people will enjoy the scenic trees on this hole. Oh! Ooh, almost in the water, but not quite. Nice shot, bud. Was it luck or was it skill? Go ahead and install some benches. Hear that guy aching over there. And I'll go ahead and put some benches here at hole number 6 also. Go ahead and put some... So this guy just joined. Probably because he hit that nice shot here on this hole. So no one said that this shot's too easy, at least so far. That's pretty good. Take a quick look at our golfers, make sure there's no backup anywhere. Doesn't look like it. And I'll go ahead and install a couple ball washers. Doesn't hurt to drop all the amenities now on all the holes since we are rolling in cash. Go ahead and get rid of a couple of these trees. I'll still leave a few trees though. Trees in moderation. That's my motto. At least on this type of course. Some of the trees in other tile sets are just wonderful. They look like scenic trees except they're everywhere. Uh-oh, this guy's having a bad time. Gal, rather. This wetlands really is a disastrous obstacle. So nice. 2 quick holes. That didn't take very long, did it? Hey, if everyone did good on every hole, it wouldn't be fun now, would it? It is fun to just watch our golfers play sometimes. Nice, hole number 6 has already fallen into a category. That means that this hole's probably well on its way to becoming a top 100 hole. It looks like our fun rating has skyrocketed since just last year. Probably because we opened 2 holes really fast. But hopefully because of the changes we made to hole number 5 as well. So we did get a new building because we opened the 7th hole, I believe. Got the driving range. The driving range is a pretty big building, I guess you could call it. It takes up a lot of space. And golfers do have to go to it to reap the benefits from it, just like the pro shop in the putting green. This wouldn't honestly be a bad place to drop it. We do have the space for it here, could afford to build around it. Could also drop it over here though. A little bit out of the way. And I think I'm going to go ahead and actually tilt the map and see if... Oh, one more. Hey, what am I doing wrong? Huh, can I not get that angle? There we go. Yeah, I'll just tilt the map like this so we can have our golfers fantasize like they're rich people and... Oh, no, it still didn't even drop it that way. Oh well, close enough. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the map like this for the rest of the update, just for fun. Need to connect our driving range. There we go. So yeah, this is how people operate on the driving range in this game. They just walk to the middle of it, and now they're better at golf. Oh well. So we've got 2 holes now. Didn't think too hard about it, and of course I can almost guarantee they're going to be 2 of our most successful holes. How about that? So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of work on hole number 4 here. This hole still needs a lot of work. People think that, you can't tell, but people do think that there's some easy shots on this hole. Now, yes, it's true that easy shots don't equate to people thinking that the hole is too easy. It just means that the shots don't offer them any challenge. And, like, usually it means like they don't even have the option of going for it, so to speak. And shout out to Crockers for pointing out that I can actually use the period. Hey, it's not working anymore. Aw, man. Oh no, what happened? Why isn't it working anymore? Huh, it was working the other day. That's a shame. I wonder what happened. Well, never mind. We'll just go ahead and follow our instinct, like Luke Skywalker. I don't need a scouter. And we'll figure out some creative ways to make this hole a little bit more interesting. I like how the hole looks, but one of the biggest problems, especially accentuated by the fact that I ran into the problem myself in the round we played last time, is that when you shoot the ball and end up in the sand trap here, A, it's pretty easy to end up in the sand trap off the drive because of the way the slopes work, and B, because there's all this stream surrounding this area of the fairway, it's very easy to go from the sand trap into the stream, which is just an attitude killer. And finally, when you are shooting for the hole from the fairway here, golfers think that the shot is easy oftentimes because it's a straight-on shot, pretty much. The stream, they don't consider that much of a challenge. And the problem is that if you look at the elevation, it elevates straight up, so basically it's pretty impossible to get right next to the pin. So the first and easiest change I'm going to do is go ahead and lower these two back points of elevation, and that will hopefully at least let golfers get a bit. I think that guy was shooting like, oh, does get the backspin. Nice shot, buddy. Alright. But yeah, hopefully lowering those 2 points of elevation will at least let golfers get closer to the actual pin. If they're going to think that the shot is easy, they need to at least be able to make it. Alright, now what else could we possibly do to make these shots more interesting for our golfers? Could go ahead and delete the stream now and turn it into water. That might help. I'm just not sure what to do. Could get rid of some of this sand trap here. Doesn't seem to be bringing anything to the course. Like, it doesn't make people think extra about the shot or anything. Could just turn it into rough. Not quite as miserable as sand traps. You'll notice sand trap is a super frowny face, whereas rough is just a mild face. People are so sad when they end up in the sand trap. I think I will go ahead and do that. At least for some of the sand trap. Maybe I'll actually move the sand trap down here a little bit. How about something like this? Put a little bit of sand trap right here next to the stream, so it's kind of compounded. Compound obstacles so people might respect it a little bit more. Put a little bit of sand trap right there also. People haven't actually thought this shot is too easy since I've been working on this hole, so it makes me look like an idiot. Oh well, what can you do? Well, I'll go ahead and keep these changes like this for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our course aura. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's little... This is where people were thinking that the shots are too easy, kind of in this area. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Doesn't look like there's too much to say about these newer holes yet. I guess we can just go ahead and work on some more holes. I think I'm going to actually spend this next hole. I'm going to try to make a hole that was a little bit inspired from a hole that I saw on the course Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is a very famous golf course. It's one of the most renowned golf courses in America. And hole number 3 on Pebble Beach looks a little like this. Sort of. Not really at all. But I'm going to try to... do it justice if I can. Yeah, that guy thinks that shot's too easy. But what's he doing ending up right there anyways? That's something to think about when you end up here. How do I make that shot more challenging? Part of the reason is they're not wanting to go for it. I think I'll go ahead and change this square to fairway while I'm sitting here. Alright, hole number 4 is top 100. I'll pretend that those changes we just made are the reason that happened. How do I want to do this? Man, this guy's having a rough time. Poor, poor guy. That attitude is going down the drain. Come on, Agnes, get it together. Nope, I don't like this. I'm not gonna do it. Click, 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 click. Ah, flamingo habitat. I love flamingos. I'm gonna go ahead and actually set the green, or the tea placement around here. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. And that's probably as far as we'll get for course updates as far as this update goes. And we'll just leave this area here as a blank canvas. If you have any ideas of what we should do with it, by all means, please give me some suggestions. Have a lot of area to work with here. We can make any kind of hole that we want. Can go par 5, go really deep. Can go par 4. Probably not going to make a par 3 here. But yeah, I don't know. The sky is really the limit with all this land we have. Since we did just squeeze in 2 holes here, there is quite a lot of room to work with as far as ground goes. I think instead, for the rest of this update, I'll go ahead and maybe hire some more employees. We can actually hire upgraded employees now. That's a thing. Go ahead and hire a Rita refresher. And I'll drop her right here, I guess. Something like this. And I'm going to actually go ahead and hire a groundskeeper. A technician is what the new ones are called. I love these upgraded guys. Not only are they much better than the average groundkeeper, but they got technology on their side, to say the least. Nice. Our skill rating actually increased significantly, as well as our fun rating. Looks like we're on the right track now, and our design philosophies are paying off. So I'm gonna drop this technician like... Man, I did just drop this statue here, but I really need to cover all this other ground. That's just the way it is. But hey, at least I can cover 3 holes with this guy. If I look at Joe Groundskeeper's pathetic circle, it doesn't do anything right. It's so small, it couldn't cover anything. You know what? I wonder which guy that even is. I'm going to assume he's this guy. Yep. You can hit the bricks, bud. Tommy Technician's in town. I was thinking about utilizing another Dandelion's landmark. Like for this green right here. But the thing is, the map ends right here, so I would still have to have a groundskeeper for this entire area, and I can't really do that effectively, so I think this is about as good as it's going to get. So that's the upgraded technician, and I think, honestly, he's the only guy that gets a bigger circle. Like, for example, let me get the marshal out here. And yeah, see, his circle's just as big, because this is the exact same vein that Randy Ranger is in, or the exact same area. So I'm assuming that Mike Marshall is just more effective. I'm going to go ahead and hire him. And Randy Ranger, players rush 326. He's earned a decent sum of money for his efforts, $44,000. But hey, thanks for your time, bud. We'll see you later. I did completely forget about hole number 2 this update. Definitely going to look to make some of these shots easier on hole number 2. Namely, shots in this area. People think they're a little bit too easy, so we'll try to come up with some ways to make this shot a little bit harder. And we'll design another hole next update around here. And since that will put us at 3 new holes, we'll probably next update make a hole, and then we'll play around. That sounds like fun. So I think that'll just about do it for this update. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and check out how these holes are doing. Stroke average sitting at just about a 3. Pretty nice. Wow, this one's really a par 3 too. I did not mean for that to happen. That's something to look at for next time also. I do not pay nearly enough attention to that. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do about that next time. But yeah, like I said, that'll about do it for this update. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Peace.